Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. Look, if you're in B2B sales, what we're about to dive into is going to completely change how you look at your pipeline. Today, we're unpacking a really exclusive report put together by Andy Schaefer over at saleshelp911.com, and we'll be mixing in some industry-leading data from top sales methodologies. So let's jump right in. Let me ask you something that I know is going to hit pretty close to home. Have you ever had a hot prospect, like someone fully qualified, super engaged, maybe even pumped on the discovery call, and then they just vanish into thin air? Literally, one day you're mapping out the next steps together, and the next, complete radio silence. No emails returned, no calls answered. Not even a quick no thank you. You've been ghosted. It's an absolute universal pain point in sales, and frankly, it is so frustrating. But here's the real secret. Ghosting does not always mean the deal is actually dead. Get ready for a massive wake-up call. According to data from LaunchLeads, anywhere from 70 to 80% of the leads your company already paid hard-earned money to acquire are just being completely wasted. Crazy, right? And why? Well, it's because our traditional sales systems kind of train us to treat closed lost as this permanent dead end. We just write them off, forget about them, and move on to chase fresh leads. But all that revenue, it's just sitting there dormant, waiting for a smart sales professional to wake it up. So to recover that lost revenue, we're going to cover 5 core areas today. 1, the ghosting epidemic. 2, why prospects go dark. 3, ghost-proofing your pipeline. 4, re-engaging dormant deals. And 5, creative plays and weapons. Let's do this. All right, Module 1, the ghosting epidemic, a mismatch in timing. The fundamental issue we are facing today is a massive mismatch in timing. You see, B2B buyers take anywhere from 6 to 18 months to make their purchase decisions now. But the traditional old-school playbook relies on these really rapid activity-based metrics. You know the drill. Make 3 calls, send 5 emails, and if they don't buy, you just abandon the prospect. It just annoys them and leads to fast pipeline abandonment. The new way is all about timing-matched nurture. It means treating your CRM as a renewable resource. You're building long-term relationship longevity by aligning your outreach with the buyer's actual timeline, all without ever being pushy. Moving on to Module 2, why prospects go dry. Diagnosing root causes. To actually fix this problem, we need to diagnose why prospects disappear in the first place. We're leveraging some great insights here compiled by Andy Schaefer and David Strausser from the Forbes Business Development Council. So, when a prospect goes silent, remember, it's a two-way street. The symptom is silence, sure, but the prospect's real reason might be conflicting priorities, a deep fear of just saying no, or maybe they chose another vendor. But guess what? Our mistakes as sales reps actually trigger this. A buyer's fear of confrontation clashes heavily with a rep who just talks way too much and won't listen. A delay in their priorities clashes with a rep being way too persistent. And if they chose another vendor, well, that's often a failure on our part to establish clear differentiation and show true value. Okay, Module 3, ghost-proofing your pipeline, proactive prevention. So, how do we actually stop this before it even starts? By shifting our focus to proactive prevention. And we're drawing on some really solid best practices from this Sandler selling system here. Step 1, establish an upfront contract. Think of this as your meeting's GPS. It's a mutual agreement on exactly what happens during and after the meeting, giving both sides a totally respectful way out. Step 2, maintain equal business stature. You need to show you're a trusted advisor, not someone just begging for a sale. When you show you belong at the table and you're comfortable with either a yes or a no, you instantly command respect. And finally, Step 3, execute the postal step. This means directly asking what would cause communication to drop off. Addressing the possibility of ghosting right up front establishes incredible trust and accountability. Let's look at Module 4, re-engaging dormant deals. Silence means not yet. But what about the deals that are already just sitting there in the CRM graveyard? Well, we need to fully embrace the mindset shift that silence from a prospect simply means not yet. It doesn't mean no. Here is a highly tactical play you can literally use this week. It's called the 5-day revival starter sequence. Step 1, go export 100 closed-lost leads that are at least 90 days old. Step 2, craft a super low-pressure, completely no-pitch email. You're just asking if they are still exploring ways to solve the problem you guys discussed. Step 3, send those out and track the opens. Step 4, for anyone who doesn't respond, execute a light, friendly LinkedIn touch. Nothing crazy. And finally, Step 5, flag any of those engaged prospects for your active nurture pipeline. This empowers you to systematically test the waters and grab some quick wins, all without ever appearing desperate. Now, for your higher value, really juicy opportunities, you're going to want to try the Dormant Deal Resurfacer Playbook. First, audit your CRM specifically for stalled deals that are, say, 3 to 12 months old. Second, and this is absolutely key, research trigger events. Look for things like new funding, fresh leadership roles, or big shifting industry trends. Third, send a highly personalized reactivation email that brilliantly times your outreach to match that specific trigger event. Way better than sending some arbitrary just checking in follow-up, right? And fourth, launch a 30-day value nurture sequence sharing relevant case studies and insights. By doing this, you become the vendor who calls at exactly the right moment.
And finally, Module 5, Creative Plays and Weapons, Coloring Outside the Lines.
Sometimes you just have to color outside the lines with some totally out-of-the-box deliverables, especially for those high-value targets who just won't budge. Take Michael Padone over at SalesBuzz. He had an ideal prospect totally ghost him after a fantastic discovery call. Emails and voicemails did absolutely nothing. But after noticing her fondness for cheeses on her LinkedIn bio, he actually bought a custom cheese basket and had it delivered the next day with a note saying, "Not to be cheesy, but I haven't heard back." The basket was delivered at 2:10 p.m. By 2:41 p.m., the ghost actually replied. She thanked him, apologized profusely, and explained there was a sudden company-wide budget freeze. Guess what? Just 23 days later, the deal was signed. Calculated creative risks like this can literally resurrect dead deals in minutes. But hey, what if you don't have the budget to send out cheese baskets? Here is Andy Schaefer's ultimate secret weapon, and it costs absolutely nothing. When all else fails, send a simple Outlook calendar invite titled Follow Up on Proposal. Inside, you write just one quick note, "Thought I'd make it easy to reconnect. Feel free to accept, propose a new time, or decline." It is absolutely brilliant because it removes all friction. It cuts right through a prospect's inbox clutter and forces a definitive answer. Even if they hit decline, you finally have your answer and you can move on. So I've got to ask you, are you ready to turn your CRM graveyard into a renewable revenue goldmine? Because your next biggest deal is probably hiding in plain sight, sitting inside a lead you marked as closed lost 6 months ago. We need to stop chasing only the fresh, expensive leads and start mining the relationships we've already built. For more game-changing tools and coaching on this exact methodology, be sure to point your browsers over to saleshelp911.com. And I want to leave you with this provocative thought to chew on today. If your competitor reached into your closed lost file right now, how much of your money would they walk away with tomorrow? Think about it. Take action and keep selling.